welcome to Sleeping with Sarah. I'm Sarah Albritton, and this is a podcast where I interview people in my bed and we talk about sleep, comedy, and relationships. I'm happy to be part of the Laugh Factory Podcast Network. This is my 72nd episode, and I have my friend Ed Towns, Chicago comedian, in my bed. We talked about open mics, how relationships and comedy don't mix well. We also talk about work ethic. We get real personal relationship talk. I talk about open relationships. Ed gives his opinion on that. We talk about how even empires have been ruined because of good sex and lots more. We also talk about how men are garbage people. And this is actually before all the Weinstein stuff came out. So that's interesting that we were talking about that right before the scandal stuff. But we cover a variety of topics, and it's a really fun convo, and I hope you enjoy it. Ed hosts The Drop of a Mic every Monday night in Chicago, and you can catch him on October 22nd at the Comedy Shrine at 7 p.m. You can follow him on Twitter at EdGotJokes and on Instagram at EdTowns. You can catch me on the 20th at Small Town Brewery in Wakanda. Sleeping with Sarah is brought to you by Audible.com. Go to audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah to get a free audio book of your choice. This week, I'd like to recommend American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Again, that's audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah. If you like the podcast, please rate and review on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and SoundCloud. You can also find out more information at sleepingwithsarah.com or follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sarah Albritton. Well, let's get started with the show.
Sleeping with Sarah.
Is that action?
That syncs the sound.
Wait, did I unsync it right now?
No, it's fine. A clap is just an easy way to sync the sound with the voice. Otherwise, you have to manually connect, because I'm recording with the
You're recording the audio with that. Mm. And then so when you go back to edit together, you can see the clap and match the sound up with the video.
Yeah.
All right, I'm learning some shit.
Lori Kilmartin asked the same question, so.
Who?
Lori Kilmartin.
I have no idea who that is.
She's a writer for Conan. She's in town a couple weeks ago.
Oh, shit, well.
Knowing
me, she probably showed up to my mic and like, what the fuck is this shit? Just let me get the fuck out of here.
Nah, she's been doing it for I think she's been doing it, she's been doing comedy for 25, 26 years.
Oh, so she's an older person. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Like, people just show up to my mic, I have no idea. People don't have no idea who it was. Fucking, what's his name? Mike Palisak came to my mic one time, and then, I was in a booth. I knew who he was, but fucking Rodescu didn't. I'm like, Rodescu, would you bump this motherfucker already? He's like, who is he? He's like, God, Mike Palisak. He's been on Conan a couple times. Oh, I didn't know.
Well, it's hard.
And then Mike will sit there. Mike is such a good dude. He'll sit there and just wait. I'm like, dude, I don't get it. You know what's funny about, the fucking open mic list? Is, people that should be asking, hey, can I get an early spot? They don't. And then the people that should have no business asking for it does. It's backwards.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Look, listen to me. If you sit there at a mic and you say, I'm going to ask for early spot, just say no. Because you automatically know you don't have it. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you run 50 open mics, right?
I run them all.
Do you must really like running open mics, so you just like to...
My whole thing is this. If I don't have anything booked that day, right? And someone comes up to me and says, hey, do you want to run this mic? I'm going to say yes. You know? Mm-hmm. And why not?
More time for you.
More time for me. They throw me a little extra cash. I get the drink for the low, which I probably don't need. I'm going to do it. Yeah, so it's I run 2 regularly every week. And then I'll pop in and do a bunch of other shit. If someone drops out or whatever. Now, if I don't got no shows, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it gets you to know people in the scene and all that.
It always does that. There's several benefits to hosting open mics. One, your hosting skills just gets better. As far as riffing, shit like that, I've been really sharpened that way. Mm-hmm. 2, especially someone like me who's been doing it for 7 years, all these new cats are coming in, right? And they don't know who anybody is. These new cats come in, old people leave. Mm-hmm. Who's starting these new shows? It's all these new people. Mm-hmm. So what it does, it keeps me on the radar with all these younger people who starting to run shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's.
And there's something about accessibility where they see me every week, so they're okay, I can go ahead and approach that. There's always a fear, when you first start doing comedy, asking these comics for shows, I don't want to bother Danny Callis for a show. Hopefully could do it. And then you realize, like, what? They're fucking comics.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I used to be that. I remember when I first started Secrets, I was the same way. I was like, I was nervous asking, like, Sean to start my, to do a set, and Sean White when he lived here. And it wasn't a big deal. It was like, oh, like, that's easy. So now it's
just, it's just as simple as if they have that day open, they'll do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's with most people, I've noticed. It's like people want the stage time. They appreciate it. And it's almost like, hey, like, I'd be happy to offer you stage time. Like, that's a benefit to them, Like...
Absolutely. Which, on the contrary, I don't get why people get upset that, like, oh, my God, this person canceled on me at the last minute. What kind of unprofessional bullshit is that? It's like, no. What probably happened was that person got a text message to do a show for, like, a guaranteed couple $100.
Yeah.
So why would you waste the 15 minutes to get, possible donations and a 2-drink ticket minimal on a show just because you had obligations to it? You got to go with the money. I don't get mad about that.
Yeah.
But people always get upset about that. It's like, no, it's a business.
Well, if it's a big opportunity, like, I get it. Like, definitely,
Even if it's more money, you got to pay rent. You know what I'm saying? People got to eat. Sorry, I got to take a sip of this coffee real quick.
Oh, yeah. No, stay awake. I know we're laying down, getting comfortable, so.
I just need something warm.
How'd you sleep last night?
Oh, the regular futon sleep. That's one of the jokes I have. I tweeted out. It was like, every time I, like, sleep over a girl's crib, they think I'm, like, over-possessive because I never leave in the morning. And that's not the case. It's just that they have a bed. And it's been fucking months. So I'm like, oh, thank God.
Wait, why has it been months since you've had a bed? What happened to your bed?
I moved back home with my mom not too long ago.
Gotcha.
Like 2-3 years ago. My lease was running up. They need extra help at the house because my mom had a stroke. So as opposed to me, like, moving again, I'm the only family member with really no responsibilities. No kids, no mortgage. I was like, I'll just, pay half the mortgage there, sleep, and help them out. So they have a little futon in the guest bedroom. I just sleep on that now. Oh,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luxury life of a comic.
Hey, my parents, they don't live here, but if they did, I probably would have done something at some point.
Look, man, I wish I wasn't so wrapped up in early on, because I'm 33. Early on in my life, I was chasing money and material things, and I pretty much moved out at 18, which was stupid. I bought, my first car was an Acura CL at 21, 22, which was dumb. Once again, it's all shit I don't need.
I don't know what kind of car that... I'm not good with cars.
Acura's like a luxury car.
Is that an expensive one, like leather seats and shit?
Leather seats, heated leather seats. It was a 2003 with heated leather seats and shit like that. But it's all dumb. At the end of the day, like, what do I have to show for it? Nothing. I bought 2 Acuras, too, like a fucking moron.
Wow, man.
And, but yeah, if you just go after shit you love, then you don't realize, I don't need a fucking Acura. I just need something to get me to the gig.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I agree. Like, I definitely think that money and material, like, I don't need a bunch of shit. I already have too much shit. Most of it's, like, hand-me-downs from, like, this bed, the physical bed, not the mattress, but the physical bed is one from my childhood.
All this luxury shit right here, huh?
Yeah.
You're like a little queen?
Yeah. Fuck, I mean, that's from growing up, and most of my stuff was, like, given to me by friends or old roommates or family that didn't need shit, so it's like, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I bought a piece of furniture. Except for this mattress, I am so the same way. I think the last thing I bought maybe must have been like 5-6 years ago when it was a couch. And it was all for a friend of mine. Yeah, I think you get into all that stuff like when you're in a relationship, that's when you're thinking, oh, like we gotta buy this thing, we gotta do this.
When I was in a relationship, it was just like, honestly, I was telling someone this, like, the last 4 years is the first time in my life I lived for me. Like, just doing what I want to do, and that's it. Because, like, when I'm in a relationship, everything's wrapped up around this girl.
That's the problem I had, too. He was, like, the top of the list, the most important thing. Yeah. And I let my other things that were important to me kind of fall by the wayside.
Every move you make, like, I got to get this promotion. Why? Because I want to provide for her. Oh, I went to electrical school just for her. But now it's like, whatever. I do stand-up comedy, and that's something I've been wanting to do. But I just always shelved it because... there's always been some vagina in the way,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what, were you going from relationship to relationship for a while?
No. One long one.
Yeah.
There's 2 significant relationships, I would say. I would probably say 3. 2 pre-comedy and 1 post-comedy, which kind of put things in perspective for me. But pre-comedy, I had this one ex-girlfriend. She was just a fucking piece of shit. So she was the first person to actually make me realize, oh, people are sociopaths. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, there's no disconnect of guilt. They just go out and do shit. She sent me to therapy for a little bit.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah, so yeah, that was a rough one. And then my ex-girlfriend, my ex-fiance actually, is the second one, which wasn't a bad relationship, but it shows me, that one showed me sometimes good shit, sometimes it doesn't work out.
That's the same thing that happened to me and my thing.
Yeah, like, so sometimes, I mean...
You could still love each other, and love isn't all you need. I'm sorry, Lennon was wrong. I think that...
Who was wrong?
John Lennon.
Oh, is that what he wrote?
Yeah.
I don't know, I got studied up on white music.
Yeah. Love isn't all you need. I think, you have to have more than that. Timing has to be right, other shit has to be right. You can have a good relationship.
Yeah, for shit to work out, you need, everything, all the planets to align. Or someone be completely cool with whatever the fuck you want to do. Mm-hmm. Which is selfish. So, but more likely you're not going to get A or B, really, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the ex-fiance was just one of those things where she, so my grandfather passed away, right? Mm-hmm. He was sick in the hospital for 2 weeks and he passed away. Everyone there, and at this time I was with her for 6 years or some shit like that. Everyone there came to the hospital to see him except for her. It's not like she didn't know him. Mm-hmm. My family's real tight, real open. So, I actually broke up with her then. But then I was like, you know what? This is all new for her. Maybe it's a learning experience for both of us. You know, where I got to kind of be more clear about family being important to me.
Yeah.
So I had that whole conversation with her about, family's important. I felt abandoned that she didn't go see my grandfather, yada, yada, yada. All that shit. So we smoothed it out. Then a year and a half later, my mom has a stroke. Oh, no. She almost passes away, almost dies. She was in the hospital for 3 months, and she didn't.
That's scary.
Yeah, so for 3 months she was in the hospital, and then she didn't come see her then either.
In 3 months?
Yeah. So after that, I was emotionally disconnected.
Yeah.
I felt it. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So, yep. So so we broke up. She's bolted on me, left me with half the lease to pay on a fucking apartment.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucked. What sucked more was I just remember dumb shit. There was one morning I woke up, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and make some eggs. Ooh, sorry, this is so unprofessional. I'm gonna make some eggs. Mm-hmm. And so I get the bowl out, scramble the eggs up real quick, throw it in a skillet, and it starts cooking. I open the drawer up, and the motherfucker took the spatula. And I'm like, I'm such a fucking psycho. I was like, this girl knows how I make my eggs. She knows I look for the spatula last, and she did this to fuck me over. Just fucking yelling at a microwave, and you don't know how hard it is. And I was trying to make an omelet, so I'm trying to fucking flip this shit with a fucking fork, and it just didn't work out. I've never been so fucking angry in my life about a goddamn eggs.
Yeah, being the one that's stuck in the apartment afterwards sucks. I did that too. He paid half the rent though because he felt bad, I think. So
yeah, see, that doesn't work out with guys. Guys is like, you broke my heart, fuck you, and the girl just leaves, and you're just sitting there stuck,
Yeah.
Paying just fucking $1,400 a month for a fucking 2-bedroom that I just didn't need. That was another thing too. That was another dumb thing I did.
Just a nice apartment but that's the thing. I wonder if we had lived in a 2-bedroom that we would have stayed together because having that space.
No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You would think it would. I thought it was gonna work that way. I was like, I'll let you sleep in the fucking bed I bought. Mm-hmm. I'll sleep with this fucking piece of shit futon. She's like, nah, ain't gonna work. I'm leaving in 2 weeks. Get your affairs in order.
Damn. See, ours was we broke up and 3 days later, I'm looking for an apartment. He looks at me and he's like, "Is it okay if we still see each other?" And I was like, "Yeah," And so we still did.
That meant fucking.
We got different. Oh yeah, we still when we were we kept getting back together because the sex was just really good. We just kept having sex. It was
that
super.
Is horseshit, man. I'm sorry. I hate to get on my soapbox. Why is that? That's always the woman's decision. You know?
Not always. There were definitely some times where he turned me down, for sure.
Okay, that's because he was trying to fuck something else.
No, he was like, I was the second person he'd ever been with. So it's a different scenario.
He turned you down?
Well, we were going through like some argument, like weird shit, you know, so there's definitely probably reasons for him turning me down.
You probably told him, you little dick motherfucker, come get this pussy. He's like, you know what, I'm offended now. Nah. He grabbed his chest.
Wasn't little, I'll say that.
There you go. Well, I mean, women lie.
What?
Women lie to get, hurt feelings.
I try not to be mean like that. I think the meanest thing, I would call him boring when I was really mad at him.
I guess, yeah.
Because I think that's pretty mean. That's probably the meanest, like, I didn't really get... One time when we were in a fight, though, one time he said that I need to lose, like, 5 pounds, and I was
that's brutal.
Pissed.
And all you called him was boring? Oh, what a pussy.
No.
You should have cut for the soul.
I was in love, dude. Like, love fucks you up. What about you? Are you dating anybody right now? You date? Do you have time?
No, I do not date. Not saying I'm objected to it or it's off the market. It's like I said, man, to do this business you gotta be completely selfish. So
yeah.
Most women, I think, aren't cool with someone that says 2 things. One, hey, most nights I'm gonna be out till 2 in the morning. So deal with it. And then 2, you're number 2 to comedy. Mm-hmm. That thing, women do not like, unless they're career driven, whatever that may be, whether it's comedy or maybe they're going to get their... Most women don't like being number 2 to anything.
Guys don't like that either. Especially
when it's something that does not pay a lot of money. I think guys will bullshit with it longer. Like they will act like.
Oh yeah, but
they will be like, okay, I'm okay with that.
But then the jealousy sits in. Oh, you're hanging out with dudes till 3 a.m. Oh, yeah. You're smoking with them. Like, are you not not?
Well, I mean that's okay. Now that is kind of justifiable because men are garbage.
But I mean,
men are garbage people to their core. They are. This has nothing to do with women. This is men being garbage people.
But wait, why?
Out of 5 men you know, every 5 men, 3 of them is trying to fuck you. One of them is trying to fuck you but don't have the balls to figure it out yet. And the other one's like, I'm cool with being friends, but if you said, hey, come get this pussy, they'll fuck you. So 5 out of 5 men you know will fuck you on one level or another.
Nah.
All right.
I mean,
I guess so.
What about one's in a relationship and he's like, like if I was single, then maybe. That's probably.
Okay, out of that's a different bracket. Let's go to that number, right? So out of the relationship ones, one's completely loyal and in love. The rest of the 5 would fuck you, demon on situations. So one will fuck you if they know they can get away with it without it leaking out. Like if you came and said, sign this non-disclosure agreement, and I won't say a goddamn word, and we could just do this one time and be done with it. The other 3 would just fuck you just because they're reckless.
Wow. I mean, like, yeah, that makes sense, you know, like...
Men are just garbage people. Like, I'm look, and I like this, it's a double standard. I'm sorry. I know men. Mm-hmm. Most of my friends are men, and 90% of them are garbage.
Yeah. I mean,
90% of them. Look at Kevin Hart, what he just fucking did.
Oh, his wife was pregnant. But you don't know if their own situation. See, that's the thing. Like, if I were... Next time whenever I am in a relationship, I'm so afraid I can't even fucking say the word relationship. Like, if I'm ever gonna be in a relationship again, I'm probably gonna have a scenario where we have a bit of openness and understanding. Be like, hey, if you gotta go do your thing, or I gotta go out of town for 3 months.
Oh, you mean hoe out?
No, like...
You gonna give them a hoe out?
No, it's like a... I believe in experiences, and I believe sometimes you meet somebody and there is this insane connection, and that like can't be denied. And I would like, if I had a partner, I would like them to be able to experience that and not feel bad about it. And then if it were me, I would definitely like to experience that and also not feel bad about it.
So you mean like, okay.
Like open to an extent. Like,
so you mean like you let's just, I'm painting the scenario. Mm-hmm. You're on the road. You have your guy. He's at home wearing an apron, baking cakes and shit. Doing, some man shit that the house provider does. Say, baby, I'm going to ice this cake up for you. Have a nice time on the road, right? So you get on the road, whatever you're doing. You're doing a show, signing art, painting. I don't give a fuck what it is, right? Because, you do everything. It could be anything you're doing when you're on the road. So you come out and this guy just comes in and just fucking hits you here and here. Both the puss and the heart. You mean you want to be able to ride that shit out for a while you're on the road, come back and be cool with your husband with his fucking apron on?
He could do the same thing. The whole thing is like...
I'm going to tell you why that's a dangerous game.
Wait. I will say, though, real quick, I think that we tried this whole monogamy thing, and most people aren't monogamous because they're lying to their partner about cheating. So why not at least be open and honest about it? Like, there's a guy that... One of my occasional hookup people, he is in an open marriage, And so, like, it can work for some people, for sure. It's not something that happens all the time at all, but, like, like once every, 4 or 5 months, that's, like, a thing, And his wife knows about me and that sort of thing. And
you guys have, like, dinner together?
Maybe usually go have a drink.
Trade off, like, blowjob techniques and shit?
No. Oh, I should teach her. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't teach her shit. You're going to lose out on this. He's probably with you because of the blowjob. You're going to give her that secret?
Probably.
Not smart.
Actually, that's a good point. All right.
Keep that dick. You better keep that dick or lose one off the team. Now, I'm going to tell you why the open relationship is a one-sided street. For the most part. There is one guy I know who was in an open relationship. And not to be shitty, but for his stature, he does pretty fucking well, which blows me.
For what he looks like?
Yes.
Okay.
All right? But for the most part, that is a one-sided game. Mm-hmm. Because I don't give a fuck what people say. Women can get dick a lot easier than men can.
But easy doesn't mean, yes, like you said, hypothetically, if I wanted to go out and have sex every night, I probably could. But I'm picky. Like, I only like to have sex.
You know why you're picky? Let me tell you why. Because steak is there.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck if you know steak is there? If I know steak is at home all the time, I ain't sweating that shit. Now, someone like me, who's a UNICEF child, if steak is thrown out there, I am tearing that shit up. Because I don't know if that's my first, last, and only meal.
I mean...
We gotta...
But the thing is, like, guys, the whole thing is, like, sex is determined, by when the guy orgasms, right? Girls don't... I mean, like, I have a pretty good track record, I will say myself. But,
as far as what, coming?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the thing. I only have sex if I know it's going to be good. So, like, I can, like, kind of determine
How do you know it's going to be good beforehand?
I make out with a guy, and I can tell.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can, a couple different ways you can tell. If you make out, you can, like, have a little expectation. If you can't feel anything down there and you're making out, then that's a problem.
You mean, like, boner-wise? Or?
Yeah. Okay. If you can't feel anything making out, then
that doesn't make no sense. I had a boner every time a girl touched me in fucking grammar school.
Well, I
didn't know I was different back then.
But you can also tell through connection, like making out with somebody. You can tell if there's heat. Absolutely.
Both of them?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I kind of... a lot of people that I usually make out with them before I sleep with them, and that's kind of my thing. But it's kind of nice. Like, right now I kind of have this, like I like having this freedom. Like I have people that I enjoy being around, people that I've been seeing for, like, over a year. But, like, it's casual.
I don't understand why that never works out for me.
What?
I can never find nothing casual. I can never find that shit. It's always someone... Well, the last couple people I hooked up with was through comedy.
Wow.
And now that is an advantage a man has. As far as after a show, ain't no dicks coming your way. Like, I
have couples. That's what I get. I get couples after shows.
Maybe, yeah.
But they're not couples I've ever... Like I appreciate the gesture, and I will take the beer that you buy me, but I'm not gonna...
I should fucking live life, you know what I'm saying?
No, I've done that. I just wasn't attracted to them.
Okay.
Like I said.
So you have, like, fucking Alabama couples?
Fucking India... That was in India, a club in Indiana. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's always after a show, a girl's like, hey, you're funny, blah, blah, blah. Then I'll hook up with them, especially in the city. I'll hook up with them, and they just come to a bunch of my shows, and it ends up being something serious. I can never just have a regular casual hookup. every time, like, that's why I love the road. Because the road's like, I don't have to have that conversation with them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I hook up with them, they know it's not going anywhere.
Mm. Well, I kind of let people know, like, I mean, I kind of use that, like, I'm kind of like, hey, like, I'm really focused on this stuff right now, so, like, I can't be that serious.
Yeah, for some reason, like, women just block that out.
They do?
They're like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. You focus on that, that's cool. But you can still date me, too. And it's like, that's what they look at it at. I don't know why. This last girl I hooked up with, it blew my mind. Like, how forward she was. I hooked up with her. I did CYSK. Mm-hmm. So, if you guys don't know, it's the biggest show in the city.
It's fucking great, and he crushed it.
Yeah. So, she's like, I want to go watch you perform. I'm like, okay, cool. So, arguably, one of the biggest sets of my career thus far. I'm sitting there, driving up to the CYSK. She's in the car. I'm thinking about my set. And then she just comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, by the way, I am looking for something serious. Am I going to tell me this right now?
Oh.
Like, what the fuck? You couldn't wait? Like, what the fuck are we...
they don't get the comedy. They don't get it. No. Like, they don't get it in the way you
I mean,
get it.
she knew the show was pretty big.
Oh, man. That's pretty... Yeah, that's not cool. But it is hard to find a consistent hookup buddy that doesn't want to be serious. Like, there is that weird balance. Mm-hmm. Because I definitely have some that I've had things where it's like, I think they're falling in love with me kind of thing. And so you got to step back, But that's why...
Oh, yeah. I'm good at that.
Yeah. What? Falling in love with the person?
No. Stepping back.
Yeah.
Stepping back. I haven't been in love in like 2 years. 2-3 years. That was the last one where I was like, that was one of the counts like, you know what? If I really like someone, only if I really like someone, I gotta put some kind of effort in. I just can't be 100% comedy. Mm-hmm. I gotta pull back something. And that was when I was just like, all right, that was a learning lesson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Last time I saw her, it was funny because I told her like, I had like a fucking Jay-Z 444 moment where I told her like I was all fucked up and I was wrong and stuff like that. And
it always fucking happens, like, years later. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
I've had so many guys that have, like...
Because in retrospect, you don't know. When you're in the trenches of war, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
You're just too worried about your side. And then, in retrospect, in comparison to the couple other girls you hooked up with, and, like, I shouldn't treat a girl I want to date the same I treat a hookup.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. As far as where comedy came in at, it was...
See, I think I have people that are, like... that are hookups that, like, I don't know, like, it's hard to tell. Like, one of my regular hookups has been like, hey, like, you want to go see a movie or go to this thing this weekend? So I don't know, like, where that, I don't know where that line is. If we're just friends gonna do stuff or if he's trying to date.
I think they're trying to date. Ain't no one, if you're hooking up, ain't no one trying to go, well, I don't know. Maybe I'd take that back.
Almost all my hookup buddies were, like, kind of friends first. So it's like, we enjoy each other's company in general anyway. So we'd like to go do stuff together.
Yeah, I take that back. My fault. That was, because sometimes I just actually want to see a movie. I have no one to see it with, so.
Yeah. So do you have any relationship advice just for the general people that might be listening overall?
Regular people?
Well, comics and regular people.
Shit. Dude, if I had any advice, I wouldn't be single right now. I gotta be honest with you.
But do you really want to be in a relationship, though? Like, you want to be able to pick up and go for your opportunities, right?
I would love just to have someone to bitch to. At the end of the day, I lay in the bed and I start yelling about my career. And they're like, it's alright, it's okay. Let's watch fucking Always Sunny. And that's it. I mean, everyone wants that companionship,
Yeah.
But, once you find something you love, you're willing to make those sacrifices.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to die alone, over this fucking career.
Yeah.
That may or may not lead anywhere, So it's like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that. I'm okay with that. Would I love a partner? Yeah. But if it comes down to me giving this career up, I always said this. I was like, good pussy has ruined more comedy careers than a stable 2-parent relationship.
Wow.
Because every time I see someone get married, have a baby, almost 100% of the time, I'm like, they're done.
Yeah, they're not gonna do
They're
comedy.
done. They are done. They
move to be closer to their family for when they have a baby.
Whichever, they're done. That part that makes a comic that's missing in our heart fills up because of that. And that sounds very sad. But that void is filled, and that drive and desire to be great, because no one that makes it into this business isn't great. Take the shittiest comic you can think of. Jeff Dunham, as much as I hate him, he's still great.
No.
And that desire to be great at what he does with the puppets wasn't filled up by the time he makes it. Now, once you make it, then you can go ahead and bring a girl in, whatever.
Yeah.
But that void to be great.
While you're working up that ladder. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. And you look at all the ones that were married while they were going through it. Right?
Yeah.
Look at Kevin Hart. Look at Louis C.K. They're all divorced now. Mm-hmm. So even though they were married and kids and shit like that, that part of their heart was not
well, yeah.
That's some sad shit. I'm sorry.
No.
Try out comedy, people. You'll be a happy life.
Well, it's... Yeah, I mean, it is sad, but, like, that's the thing, like, that's why I think the open thing works a little bit better, because, like, everyone... If you're gonna be, you know... If you're gonna maybe cheat anyways, just, like, cheat kind of with permission, I guess, or, like, be open. There's a thing called compersion in the poly community, which is... Compersion is the opposite of jealousy. Compersion is being happy for genuinely happy for somebody for having experience or getting something instead of feeling jealousy. So, like, the idea of, like, oh... Like, he met this really cool person that he connected with and they had great sex, like, feeling... and I don't know if I could feel compersion for someone I'm in love with. I could feel compersion for someone I'm casually like and have been having sex with, but I haven't been in love in a long time, so I'm not sure if I could feel that for someone I was in love with.
Just dead inside like a Vietnam veteran?
No. I don't know. I just, I mean, I've definitely blocked off, because, like, this has been really important, and I know what I'm like the one time I've been in love of what I was like, so this shit is really important to me, and, like, it's already hard enough having a writing partner who's in a relationship, you know? Because, like, we've had to deal with that schedule.
And you have to deal with their boyfriend.
Yeah, and, like, we had to convince him, like, to make a move to LA, too. So, like, there's, like, a lot of things that have had to go in just to deal with, and he's great, and I love my writing partner, I think he's great. We hang out sometimes, like...
Yeah, but that's just another person
that we had to schedule. And like, if I had a boyfriend too, to go around scheduling everything, like, we would never have gotten done when we've gotten done.
Right.
You know? It's just, like, right now, it's just the timing doesn't make sense. Even though there's, like, maybe, like, a person or something. I don't know. Like, there's people, like, you wonder, you know, like, if timing was right, if it would work, you know? It's like, it's like, hey, maybe in a couple years, you know?
Yeah.
If we end up in the same city.
Yeah. That's very true. That's how I felt about my recent ex-girlfriend, but she got engaged. So, I guess that's never happening.
You never know, because the married guy, like, he was someone that I was like, oh, he's married, that's never going to happen again. And then he's like, oh, you know, an open relationship, you know, kind of thing, so. No. See, I don't do that. See, here's the thing. You wouldn't be someone's dick on the side?
No. I would definitely do it, but I would not do it with someone I love. You know what I'm saying? I love this girl, so...
Oh, well, I mean, I liked him.
No. See, I love this guy. I couldn't do that shit. Yeah. The whole open relationship thing, it's not my thing. My whole thing is this, like, just don't get in a relationship.
That's what. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, if you want to be fucking, just just don't do it. I have a hard time believing two people can get together without one of them being slightly jealous about the other one's. What's that thing you called?
Oh, what, compersion?
Compersion.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be two people that's going to be pro-compersion. Statistically, I don't think... There's always going to be one that's going to be like, go get your dick or whatever. And the other one's going to be like, oh, this is motherfucker right here. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be... to find two people like that, that's crazy. That's, like, mind-blowing.
I mean, yeah, well, maybe. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Like, I haven't been in that situation yet. I've just been enjoying myself and, like, you know, but it does get lonely sometimes, so, but it is, like, even for people that supposedly could go out and, like, whatever, you know, but it's still, like, I don't know. It still does get lonely. It still does, like, you still do miss, like, being in a thing, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But.
Absolutely.
But comedy keeps you company, right?
Yeah, very nice on my futon, and I just sleep.
What made you get into comedy?
I always was into comedy. Shout out to Bill Gorgo, my high school religion teacher, English teacher, and comedy teacher.
High school religion teacher? What school did you go to?
I went to St. Greg's.
Is that a Catholic?
Catholic school. Yeah. The most ghetto Catholic school you can think of. Whatever you think about Catholic school does not apply to the school. I went to Schurz for my freshman year and half of my sophomore year. Transferred to St. Greg's. I'm like, these yuppie fucking kids. And it was worse than Schurz. And Schurz back then was like notorious for having Latin kings and all this other shit. But this school fucking shitted on Schurz as far as like ghetto-ness. So anyways, I always loved comedy. Always did. Took a senior year, I took like an intro to comedy class. My teacher, Bill Gorgo, who teaches class at Zanies now.
This isn't the name sounded familiar. Yeah, right. I think I met him.
Yeah, he's a veteran. He was teaching that class. So I learned about setup, punchline, turns, misdirection, all that shit.
Wait, what class? It was an intro to comedy class?
Yeah, we had these little elective classes we could take.
Oh, like college, kind of.
Right. So it's like, it could be anything. Like, one was poetry. Some of them, like, was, most of it was, like, in the creative realm. There was some other shit, too, that dorks did, too. But most of it was in the creative realm, and I took the comedy class. So, yeah, but that time, he showed me Lenny Bruce, told me, like, how he's, like, kind of like the Jesus of comedy. Where he died for our abilities to be able to say whatever we want to, all this other shit. All through, like, slapstick, all this shit. So I always had that notion to do comedy. And everyone kind of felt it in me, but didn't really pursue it. I'm like, first off, this is a question of how. Because when you first start, you don't know how or where to start. And then it's always a doubt, like, well, I say funny things, but I have no material. And I remember I was out this has to be, I was 27? 26, 27. I want to say I was 27. I'm with my ex-fiance, and we're hanging out at one of her girlfriend's boyfriend's house. And this guy comes in, and he was wearing a satchel. So me and my cousin get this douchebag, right? And I will never forget this because he opens up his satchel and he starts bringing out Bud Light and tossing it. He went immediately from, look at this douchebag, to one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life. A satchel with Bud Light? What kind of Stone Cold Steve Austin boozy shit is this, right? So I started talking about that. I talked about the guy's couch, and I just had these guys laughing. And then this guy I just met, the satchel dude, he was like, dude, you gotta be a comic. I'm like, no, I'm not. I just say funny shit. He's like, dude, you should be a comic. He's like, nah, man, I say funny shit. I have no material. And I remember, I'll never forget this. He's like, that's the material. What you just told me right now is the material. That's shit you take on stage. Yeah. So at this time, I was an electrician. They get laid off a lot. They're notorious for getting laid off. So I told him, like, look here, man. All right, so next time I get laid off, I'll start doing comedy. I promise you that. That was on Saturday. I got laid off that Wednesday.
Who is this comic? Do you remember?
What?
This comic, the Bud Light dude? Or
no, he's not a comic. He was just a regular guy.
A regular guy.
Yeah, a regular guy. Was his name Matt? No, his name wasn't Matt. I can't remember his name. I might be Facebook friends with him still. I don't know.
But so then you went out and did comedy that Wednesday?
No, I got laid off that Wednesday. So what I did was, it was around Thanksgiving. So what I did was, on Black Wednesday, I figured, hey, a lot of my friends are off the next day. I can go ahead, find an open mic, get them all to come out.
Oh, you brought a bunch of people to your first open mic.
Like a fucking idiot. But here's the thing. The first set I ever did was Jackson Halstead, on Halstead and Belmont.
Yep, it's not far from here.
Yeah, I get there. The host, who doesn't do comedy anymore, or he might have moved because he was from Ireland, he was the only guy there. This shows you how the comedy scene kind of changed. Because any open mic where the host is the only guy there is insane.
Yeah.
Right? That's like, what the fuck did you do to make this no one show up to your open mic?
Yeah.
So I get there. He's like, yeah, man, it's just you and me. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, and he was like, look, I'll do some time up top. get them warmed up for you, and then you do as much as time as you want to, right? Because these are all like your friends.
Yeah.
Cool, whatever. So I did like 15 minutes my first time out.
That's crazy.
15 minutes. And of course, it was good because all my friends were there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They were supporting you. And,
yeah, so it was very delusional. It was a very delusional 15 minutes.
And then the next time you went up,
Next time I went up.
Because the second set that really sets in when you got like friends at your first mic.
Yeah.
And it's like.
So the second set, there's actually a video, I believe, of the second set out somewhere because someone recorded it for me. It is bad, but there's still some good premises there. I was kind of stunned. So, and I guess this is what happens when you've been studying comedy for so long. Because I get to realize, I'm 27. I took that class of comedy when I was like 18. So it's like 9 years of loving comedy and studying it. I mean, something's going to work. So the next set I did was at Cole's. Was like 3 weeks later. Once again, I didn't know you have to get up all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was getting up once here, once there, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I get to Cole's, sign up. I had like 3 people show up this time. Not as many. And I remember, like, this list is getting pretty full. Keep in mind, the mic I did before, I was the only one guy there. Mm-hmm. So then I go to one of the comics that's there. I'm like, how much time do we get? They're like, 4 minutes. I'm like, what's this bullshit? You know what I'm saying? I did 15. Do you know what the fuck I am? Second mic in, already in my head. So I get up there, I eat a dick. I got laughs, but I ate a dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I was like, Jesus.
Back of the room laughs.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so that happens. Third set, I believe, was at Jokes and Notes.
Damn.
And that was the first bomb. I didn't do comedy for another 6 months after that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I ate a dick at Jokes and Notes. And I was like, and when you bomb at Jokes and Notes, there's no fucking games.
Yeah.
No games.
I didn't even do jokes until probably a year and a half in, I think. I waited.
Yeah.
To go to that one.
Yeah, well, I didn't think shit about it.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever, fucking, man, I'm crushing shit. So I'll go to Jokes and Notes, and it was pretty bad. I think Baldhead was the host back then. Yeah, that was a quick exit. I remember just like, all right, good night, guys. I just walked straight out the club in my car and just drove the fuck home. Like, what the fuck am I doing, yo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and from there, it was still like, I was getting up, after the 6 months, I was still getting up once every fucking blue moon when I felt like it.
Yeah.
Once again, had no, now, when I was at Cole's at one time, and I kind of bombed, but didn't, whatever, when I got off stage, Martin Morrow, he was one of the comics that came up to me, and he was like, yo, I like this joke you did right there. That was pretty good. I'm like, oh, man, thanks. That meant something to me. But, well, it didn't mean anything to me. And then Martin was just another face out of a sea of comics I saw.
That's what, yeah.
So.
And he must have just been like a year or 2 in as well.
He was still a little more established.
Yeah.
So fast forward. This is a long story. Sorry, people. So fast forward a year later. So I start November. Bomb at Jokes and Notes. Take 6 months off. Now it's New Year's Eve. My buddy. No. Sorry.
That doesn't add up right.
Sorry, no. It was like 2 years. It was 2 years later.
2 years?
2 years later. 2 or 3 years later. 3 years later. Yeah. I'm sorry, my timeline's all fucked up. Because I broke up with my girl. Shit. So,
at some point later.
Yeah, it's definitely three. I always say,
so
how long have you been doing comedy? I'd say 7 years, 4 years for real.
Ah.
So during these 3 years, I was getting up once every blue moon. So
That's
3 years passed by. My guy, I just break up with my girlfriend, or my fiance. We've just broken apart. My guy was like, hey, I got an extra ticket to the midnight show at Laugh Factory. I know you're a big comedy dude. Let's go check it out. All right, cool. He pairs me up with his sister's girlfriend on some weird double date shit. Dion Cole's there, headlining. That's just when he just got the job at Conan O'Brien. To paint you a time. So I'm sitting there. Who do I see go up on stage before Dion? Martin. And I'm like, I know that guy. And my guy's like, get the fuck out. I was like, no, he's from Alabama. He told me he really liked one of my jokes. I know this guy, right? So I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy, you know? I mean, this guy was just like kind of peers, and he has this fucking, New Year's Eve show at Laugh Factory, you know? So then, he gets up on stage, and he does his shit. I go downstairs to the bar, I pass him up, I was like, hey, man, you used to do Coles, right? It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, man, we met before. I used to do that room, too. And he had this look like, yeah, I don't remember you, right? Like
because you only did it once.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So at that moment, though, that's the moment where it registers, holy shit, I just got to work more. Because this guy who's doing this show I want to be on, at one time respected me and liked my jokes. The difference between me and him is that he worked harder at it, and I didn't. So that was a turning point where I was just like, okay, if I'm not doing shit at night, I'm doing stand-up. And that's what kind of changed everything.
And then you just went hard
at it. And from that point on, I was like, any night I'm open, I'm going to do an open mic. I'm gonna start writing more jokes. And you just figure shit out as you go along. But the work is the main thing about it.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone asks me a new comic, I'm like, I ask them how many times they're getting up a week. And they're like, once or whenever. Nope. And I'm like, at least 4 times a week. Bare minimum. Yeah. You're not going to see any results.
And you can almost do that I've done that in a night before.
You can do that in a night.
Yeah.
But to me, you won't see any results less than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 4 different rooms a week for one joke to kind of see it evolve, add some shit to it, and still keep working at it. At least. I mean, you look at your job, how many times you're required to go into work? 5?
Yeah.
So I'm one less. What's that going to do?
Yeah, I think it's. Although I do think it is, because I remember for a while there were some comics that were like keeping track and trying to do like 70 mics a month, like a certain number a month or all that.
Yeah, you could do that, but it still needs to be productive.
Yeah.
If you're just doing a bunch of mics just for the fuck of it, it makes no sense. But there's no
But if you've got a joke you want to work on, work it out.
Yeah. I mean, I did fucking probably over 40 spots altogether in this month.
Yeah.
Shows, the mics I host, the random mics I'll go to after shows, and it does help, but you still have to be productive. You still got to be able to look at it objectively. You got to look at your fucking jokes as not a personal attack, but like a car. Like if your car starts fucking up, you're not going to be like, oh my God, people hate me. No, you're like, okay, what's wrong with it? Is it a tire? Is it the engine? You're going to get it fixed. So you got to separate yourself from the jokes. I tell comics that all the time.
That's
like people have a bad set and they feel sad. I'm like, no, dude, fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How can you make it better?
Fix it.
What's wrong with that punchline?
Yeah.
Why aren't they getting it? Is
right.
there something that you could have a better transition into it? Is there
a lack of information? A lot of comics they will say some weird shit and just leave it out there. Like, there was one comic, I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she wants some business out there, but she has this bit about her boyfriend just stopped wanting to have sex.
Oh.
But he still wants to be together. And then she goes on to tell a story about her fucking with other guys now because they gave him the green light.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking, why would her boyfriend stop wanting to, like, what did he say? Because you can't just say, oh, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's got to be like, oh, well, why don't you? So the whole time she's talking about, like, dicking down other dudes, my mind's like, wait a minute. What did you ask him when he said,
that's the interesting part.
I'm
that's
like,
the interesting part of the story.
Who stops wanting to stop? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to stop? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like,
my mind was stuck on that shit. And I'm like, so I went up to him, I'm like, yo, that other shit might have worked, but I don't know about everyone else in the audience. My mind was still stuck on your boyfriend just stop wanting to fuck you. Why?
Yeah.
You had to ask why. You weren't just like, okay, and just walked off.
Yeah. Like,
what was his reason?
Is he into something else?
Yeah.
Is he like...
Is he gay? Is it,
asexual,
did his dick stop working? He's too embarrassed to say so?
Some people aren't sexual people. Like, I haven't ever dated them, but there are people out there that just aren't sexual. Like...
I find that hard to believe.
I do too. I mean, like, but no.
You know why? Because sex ruins empires.
But the thing is, you could tell.
What?
Like, some people you could tell. They're just like, this is why I don't fuck with those people. Because you can tell, like, that person, then probably not very good in bed. Like... Yeah. Like, or people that just don't... It's not, like, something that's a priority to them.
There's three things, right? Mm-hmm. Heroin is a great drug. Mm-hmm. So is cocaine. And sex is amazing. People that's not into sex, I don't understand why. Because those three things ruin lives. Mm-hmm. Ruin lives. That's how good it is. It ruins lives.
Exactly. Like,
so how are you not into something that can ruin your life if you don't have control over it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think there's another reason behind that whole asexual shit. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Like, it's, you're right. I mean, sex can ruin lives, I guess, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, and, like, all right, here's a question. Would you rather be having the best sex of your life or be crushing it on stage at, like, Caroline's?
Crushing it on stage, easily. Once again, when you talk about that sex, that is a rush that can be addictive. Mm-hmm. You understand that?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I say,
I understand.
That's why I don't...
Me and my ex, fucking for like 2 years after we're on again, off again, like, seriously, like 3 times a week still. Like ridiculous. Yeah. Like, I get it.
Cocaine, heroin, and pussy. I haven't fucked with cocaine or heroin
don't
at all.
Don't fuck with heroin, because that your body becomes physically addicted to that, so don't fuck with that ever. Cocaine will be around shit all the time.
Yeah. But those 3 things, I don't fuck with cocaine or heroin at all. But sex, I approach with caution, because once again, you look at it like, you look at all this dumb shit that dudes have done, especially dudes. Dudes have done some dumb shit over pussy. We almost had a president lose his fucking job and getting a blowjob in the Oval Office. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand, like, how much power you have, and you want to risk it all for a blowjob? You couldn't even wait 4 years to get out of office and then get your dick sucked? He did it, like, to me...
And how many guys are just, like, getting caught with, like, porn scandals and things like that, or Anthony Weiner, like, look
all
at him.
the time.
Yeah.
So there's something behind that people don't want to address. It's always, the guy's fucking stupid for that shit. It's like, no, pussy's that powerful. That's it. That's why you women are slipping up. You guys should be running the country by now. If you use your vagina the right way, you should be running shit, which you kind of are. So maybe I'm wrong.
Oh man, yeah, that's interesting. Definitely interesting theory, man.
I don't mean, look at me, like I had to leave my ex-fiance to start doing comedy. You know?
Yeah. Well, did you leave her to start doing comedy? Like,
no. I left her because my mom
the
thing.
mom stuff.
But then, like, right after, like, because that happened when I broke up.
I feel like a lot of people start when they're going through breakups and big life changes.
Well, I started well before that.
Yeah.
But I really didn't kick it in until afterwards.
Yeah.
There was no way we were going to work out.
Yeah.
You know, me being out all the time. Like, she's too fine for that shit. I can't lie. She was a gorgeous human being. And she wasn't going to be second fiddle to shit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's different, man. I don't know. I'm like, it's one of those weird things. Like, that's why I think a lot of comics get with comics or, like, other, like, people not really musicians.
Which also is a tough thing to do.
Yeah, especially, like, that gets weird sometimes, you know? I mean, if you're both mature and, like, adults about it, yeah, but comics, most of them aren't, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like, most of us are not, like, responsible.
There's some people that hook up. I'm like, what? I tell them straight up, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea. Just please. Look, you're not going to listen to me anyway, but no, don't do that. That is not going to end well. And they do it anyways, and it always ends up in fucking catastrophe. But
I think some people can make it work, for sure. I mean...
You got to look at it this way, right? Let's just be realistic. Okay, so out of all the major comedians we know, these are the ones that don't have to worry about rent or paying bills, right? On that level, you have...
Kamal and Emily.
Kamal who?
Kamal Nanjiani. Emily, like, you're talking, like, people, like, that are big, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Kamal Nanjiani, Emily who?
Emily, I can't remember her last name. Oh my gosh. But they wrote that they wrote that movie together. I mean, she's been comedy more adjacent. Like she's been doing producing and stuff. She's not a comic.
That doesn't count. Let's be realistic. I'm talking nightclub comic stand up shit. You got
Will Miles and
not Will either. I'm not putting. I mean, you got to go a little higher. You got Tom Segura and Christina Krasinski, right? Mm-hmm. You have. Even though they just got married, I'm gonna throw them in there too. Moshe Kasher and
Natasha Leggero.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane. And I think that's it.
Really?
I think that's it. So, you know, what makes you think?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's hard.
Fair enough. Nah.
If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. Obviously, it's not.
Yeah. No, and I agree. No, believe me, I totally agree with it. I'm just saying, like, it makes sense convenience-wise and, like, that you're around that person a lot. It's easier, you know, to have that, but... I mean, like, that's why I think just, like, comedy adjacent or dating someone that's, like, a musician or something that's similar.
See, that's...
Like...
and that's what people do usually. Mm-hmm. They date someone that's not directly in the business, but somewhat associated with show business.
Yeah.
Bartenders, strippers, fucking...
producers, or someone that does, like, sketch or acting or something that's
something
not
like,
stand-up.
but not directly in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went bartenders and strippers. That's like that's kind of degenerate I am.
How is that entertainment adjacent? Yes.
It's still entertainment.
True.
It's still nightlife.
Have you ever dated a stripper?
No, I hooked up with one before.
Yeah.
So.
I have never been to a strip club.
What?
I know. It's weird. I was roommates with a stripper for a while, and I still have never been to a strip. It's weird.
What?
Yeah. I've done a lot of things, but never been to a strip club. I don't know why. I need to have the right opportunity.
I gotta tell you, you're like a two-faced person when it comes to, like, freaky shit. Like, you got this one angel on you, and then the other side is like, oh, yes.
No, I mean,
who's
like...
down for a bukkake? You know what I'm saying? Like...
Not that far. I've definitely had, definitely had multiple people sex, That's,
yeah.
Like,
but never been to a strip club.
I know. Well, it's like, why would I...
Just skip the appetizers and go straight for dessert, huh?
I guess. Just the opportunity hasn't come up yet. And if I'm gonna go now, it's gotta be a big deal because I've never fucking been to one. So it's gotta be like a fucking crazy ass night. If I'm... Now it's like the bar is so high. When I go to a strip club, it's gotta be a crazy ass fucking awesome night. It can't go to like some... cheap, crappy place. It's got to be like
the best stripper,
fucking nice place.
That's not always the case. The best stripper I ever seen was in South Bend, Indiana.
Ah.
I've ever seen. It was almost unfair. I'm like, bitch, you need to promote yourself to the major leagues. You're crushing all these sad. Look, the headliner that I was featuring for, he practically blew his whole weekend money on her alone.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right. Pussy has power. Yeah.
That's it. Once again, doing dumb shit. He gets his fucking money in his pocket. He says, let's go to a strip club, and blows all that shit. Didn't even get his dick sucked.
So as we're winding down the podcast, I always ask people, like, what are your dreams for the future? Like, your goals and stuff.
This is what's crazy. I don't look, like, too far in the future. What I do, I would love to write for a TV show, obviously. But...
What TV show?
SNL. Mm-hmm. SNL. I grew up in...
Shout out to fucking...
everyone in Chicago that got fucking picked up on SNL.
Stephen Castillo. I still feel weird. I didn't realize it was him.
Castillo, yeah.
I still think Stephen King. So, like, I look back through and it didn't register.
Once you move to LA or New York, you can't do that shit. Like, Tom Brady changed his last name to Carr. So, Stephen King, he can't be Stephen King.
Castillo.
You have to change Castillo.
Stephen King, Chris Redd, Luke Knoll, Sam Jay is also in the writer's room. Those are the people. I mean, they're not all from Chicago, but they're great.
Oh, adjacent or whatever.
Adjacent, yeah.
So, I grew up on SNL. I love that show. But I always look at, like, just immediate shit. Like, look, I worry about my jokes. I want them just to get better. Mm-hmm. That's it. And that's the only thing I have control over. I feel like if you work hard at the material, the source, everything else will come. It might take you longer, but it will happen. And it's been happening for me somewhat on a good level. So, yeah. But I definitely don't want to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
No, because
you want to be a writer.
I want to be a writer because that's when you have to apologize. So someone comes see me, at a Zanies or a Laugh Factory, and I do a fucking like Caitlyn Jenner joke, and because I'm a writer and I'm not associate, they don't think, oh, let me blog about this guy. No, if they bring me up as, hey, this guy is from, Will and Grace. He plays the crazy wacky neighbor. Bring up Ed Towns, and I start talking about how bitches ain't shit or whatever the bit may be that might be off blue, and then someone blogs about me. Then because Charmin is a sponsor for the goddamn TV show, I have to apologize. Which kills creativity. And you still have other shit that happened, like the thing with Katie Rich and her tweet. She was right for SNL. Yeah, first off, that was a stupid joke. Well, and also, I heard that was actually taking place, like, it was in the writer's room, and they're supposed to, like, write, so she tweeted that. She deleted it, like, 3 hours later, but still, like, because of that. And I still wonder, if it was a guy that tweeted that, if the same shitstorm would have happened. That's hard to tell. Like, I honestly think, like, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. Because also, like, they make fun of other kids. Like, they made fun of fucking Honey Boo Boo. Why is it okay to make fun of Honey Boo Boo instead of Barron? Is it because, You know why? I'm going to tell you why. You know why? Oh, because Barron's family matters or has money? No, I'm going to tell you why. Barron Trump does not want to be famous. He's just a kid. Honey Boo Boo is the TV show. Okay. You understand that? I accept that argument. Barron Trump is just sitting there being a regular child. It's not his fault his psycho father wants to be a president sociopath. All he wants to do is play Nintendo or whatever the fuck he does, Yeah. Honey Boo Boo's out there dancing. And granted, it's probably her mom forcing her to do that shit, I can't wait to see how fucked up that kid turns out. Jesus Christ. I thought the Nickelodeon kids had it hard. Her childhood's gonna be fucked up. Yeah. Or her adulthood, whatever. It's so weird how much pop culture, all that stuff just... But that's my whole thing when it comes to attacking people on the internet. It's like when you are in the spotlight, I think it's kind of fair game, which kind of sounds fucked up. So if you're just if you are collateral damage because someone you're associated with is doing it, then you shouldn't be attacking people like that. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. No, that's fair enough. Fair enough. But like, it's just so ridiculous how one little, like, 140 characters can just, like, fuck up your life. Can kill you. So, once again, though... But she's writing for them again, though. Yeah, but once again, though, like, that's why, what makes that different from what I'm talking about is in a comedy club, I have to be creative. Mm-hmm. I want that freedom to do that shit. Mm-hmm. If I put something on writing and put it out there, I'm leaving that shit up for interpretation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, I am trying to figure out what's funny. I don't want to be... If I'm in front of the camera, I don't want to be stifled with... Holy shit, I got this new bit I want to work on, but holy goddamn, we just renewed for another season. I don't have to worry about that shit. I just want to go do the fucking joke and then see what happens, Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why apologizing is the worst thing ever. That's why when people like get in trouble sometimes. I love Ari Shaffir and I love Bill Burr because they get shit sometimes for what they do on like Conan or what Ari did on one of his specials, and just they don't bring it up. Mm-hmm. On to the next topic. What's the Patriots doing this weekend? It's like perfect. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, like it is a weird thing to apologize for something like the attempt of trying to be funny. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a magnet over there. It says never apologize for your art. Like you shouldn't, like if it's your own. That's it. So why wouldn't you want to perform on SNL? Oh, I told you that already. Yeah, you just don't want to. That's I don't want. Yeah, that's it. So do you never want to be on TV at all? Like you don't ever want to be like. Maybe a small part. My whole thing is like, honestly, yeah, I'm one of those rare people that just wants to do stand up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I kind of know that's not where the business is at anymore. Mm-hmm. So I would love to write for a TV show half the year and the other half tour. That's and just do stand up. Yeah, that's it. So. Yeah, I have no desire for fame whatsoever. I just love the show. I love the stand-up. I always have. Ever since I seen Chris Rock, Bigger and Blacker, that special changed my life. So yeah. Yep. You love it so much you host a ton of open mics and get up whenever you can. 20 open mics a week. Awesome.
Thanks so much for doing the podcast, man.
No problem.
Thanks. We always end by saying good night. So good night, everybody.
Good night. Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. What's that French word?
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Wait. Au revoir. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Orville popcorn. Get it this week. I'm doing plugs right now. Some of my future sponsors I might not have.
Thanks for listening to Sleeping with Sarah, where I slept with Ed Towns. Be sure to check Ed out at the Comedy Shrine on the 22nd and follow him on Twitter at EdGotJokes and on Instagram at EdTowns. This podcast is part of the Laugh Factory Podcast Network. Please remember to subscribe and rate and review on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and SoundCloud. We're brought to you by Audible.com. Please go to audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah. I'm releasing a new podcast each week. Be sure to tune in to find out who I have in bed with me next. Thanks to Josh Bryant for the music. You can find out more on sleepingwithsarah.com. And please follow me on Twitter at Sarah Albritton. Until next time, good night.